Hello again, traders. This is Mike with NetPicks.com. With today's video, I want to jump right back into the charts, take a look at a few recent trades that we were able to close for profit as a part of Options Live. As we head into the fall months, it's just a great time to be involved with the markets. Price action tends to pick up out of that summertime lull that we get stuck in. So as we head into late September, it's just a great time to get involved with the markets. If you're not involved at this point, it's just a phenomenal time to get started. So we'll take a look at a couple of trades so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. And then we'll jump over and talk about an exciting event coming up next week that I'll give you the opportunity of attending. Okay, so let's talk about a few recent trades. And I want to start out with symbol XLE. And this is an ETF that tracks the energy sector. Okay, ETFs have become extremely popular over the past number of years, and with good reason. I mean, it's just an easy way to diversify. You get great exposure to an overall sector with an individual product. So definitely wanted to highlight one of those here today. We've already talked about a number of individual names. There's a lot of individual stocks out there that are just great products to trade, but I didn't want to miss out on covering the ETFs as well. So we're going to start out with symbol XLE. And we're going to talk about this most recent trade here on the right side of the chart. Let's go ahead and stay current here. And this setup actually came on the chart back on the 6th, so last week on Thursday. We actually triggered in on the 7th, so we triggered in Friday morning. So first thing to point out here is we had plenty of time to set this trade up. Okay, and my system outlined it all for me. I had my entry point, my targets, and my stop outlined beforehand, so I know exactly what to do. My entry point, let's go ahead and get that on the screen. We had an entry at 72.76, first target at 74.24, second target at 75.20, and then the stop at 70.54. Alright, so how can we play this type of a position? Well, you could go in and buy the individual shares of the ETF, but at $72, $73 per share, as a retail trader, that's just going to tie up too much of my capital. What other options do I have out there? Well, I went ahead in this case and I purchased the September 71 calls. Okay, so to purchase one call here, it's going to give you control of 100 shares of XLE until September expiration. So in this case, it gives me control of XLE for a couple of weeks, and it comes for a cost of $1.78, so $178 per contract. Very attractive price point there to control 100 shares for a couple of weeks for under $200. You know, that's a great opportunity for a retail trader. And of course, this is everyone's favorite type of trade because we get into this trade on the 7th and it moves straight up to target. We were never underwater on this trade. We got in on Friday. We just hit target here today, which is Thursday the 13th. Okay, so we sold out of the position for $4.65. That gives me $287 per contract of profit. That's a 67% return in about 6 days. Okay, that's just a great trade. I don't know anybody that's not going to get excited about that. Okay, for less than $200 for an investment to get a 67% return in 6 days, that's just a great profit potential there. And if you've got a larger account size, there's no reason why you can't trade 4 or 5 contracts and still get in for a very reasonable price. Okay, so some of you might be looking at that and saying, okay, a 67% return, yeah, that's pretty good, but have you seen any home run trades lately? Well, we absolutely have, and let's take a look at one here on symbol CME. This is a stock, this is one of the exchange products. This is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. This is one of my newer trade plans that I've come up with over the past couple of months. The reason I really like this one is because when it starts to move, it makes very quick, powerful moves. Okay, so what I did on this position over here on the right hand side, the setup came on the 5th. It did not trigger in until the 6th. Okay, so we triggered in Thursday of last week. Okay, system gave me my entry point, my targets, and my stop. Okay, so my entry point was at 55.44. I actually made a slight adjustment on this entry. I moved it up above the 50 level. My first target was at 56.45 and my second target at 56.78, and my initial stop point was at 53.60. So absolutely we could purchase the individual shares of stock, but again, it's just going to tie up too much of my capital for my liking. So what else can we do with this type of a position? Well, I went ahead and purchased the September 55 calls, and I did so for $1.23. So for one contract, it's going to give you a total cost of $123 plus an additional couple dollars for a commission, of course. So again, it's just a very reasonable amount of cash here for a retail trader to control 100 shares of CME stock for a couple of weeks for $123. That's just a great opportunity. And again, this is just one of my favorite types of trades because we never take any heat on this. Okay, it goes straight up to target. All right, so we actually hit target here on the 7th. So we sold out of the position for $3.40. Total profit on this position, $217 per contract. That gives me a 176% return in less than 24 hours. Okay, that is just an amazing return, and this is not unusual. I see these types of trades on products like CME all the time. Okay, now we actually could have squeezed out a little bit more profit on this trade because it continued to move to the upside, but we're going to stick to the system, of course, and no complaints with a 176% return in 24 hours. Okay, so a great trade there on CME, great trade on XLE. The market just continues to pump out winner after winner. As the volume starts to kick back in here, as we head deeper into September, again, it's just a phenomenal time to be involved with these markets. All right, so I want to talk here briefly about an experience that I just had here over the past couple of days. Okay, over the past couple of years, I've had the opportunity to work with some local college students. Okay, some finance majors here at a local college in my area. The reason I like to do this is, from my experience as a finance major, I learned quickly that what I was being taught in a classroom setting just didn't apply to today's markets. So I like to work with college students to give them a chance to grill me with questions as I'm involved with the markets on a day-to-day basis, and really try to give them guidance as they start to get into their career. And I had a very interesting conversation with a few students here earlier this week, and they started to get interested in trading options. And they came up to me, started asking me some great questions. They wanted some further guidance. They asked me, was there any type of a reading list that I recommended? And I gave them a list of about 5 or 6 books. So they went ahead and they researched those books. They came back to me and they said, well, gosh, Mike, that's over 5,000 pages of material. We don't have time to read 5,000 pages of material. Are there any other products that we can trade? And I had to stop them right there. Okay, because that's a common issue that I see with a number of traders that I work with. They just get very overwhelmed when they start to learn about options trading. Okay, so what I decided to do for those students, and then I wanted to present it here today as well, is to talk about what I'm calling my so many list. And it's a list of excuses or reasons why options are so difficult. Okay, and the first one on the list is the reason why people shy away from options is because they're unlike any other financial product out there. Okay, the students that I worked with found this out quickly. Okay, they had to do some research. They had to do some hard lifting to start to learn how to trade options. And a lot of people just look at that and say, I just don't have time to do that. I want to get involved quicker. And that's completely understandable. Okay, number 2 here on this list, so many terms and concepts to learn. As you can see here, I mean, when we're talking about reading 5,000 pages of material before you can start to trade options, of course, that can seem overwhelming. That's definitely understandable. Number 3, so many products. Okay, with literally thousands of different stocks available on the market today, how do you know which ones to trade? Well, I've already given you a head start here. I gave you my hot list, so hopefully you've had a chance to download that list here over the past couple of days, start to review it. That's a great starting point. But how do you know how to move forward with a list like that? Definitely an issue for a newer trader. Number 4, so many different options. We covered this in a previous video. When you start to look at an individual stock, you open up the options chains and you literally see thousands of different combinations of options that you can choose, how do you even know where to start? Okay, it's another common issue that I see. Okay, and that's definitely understandable as well. Okay, that can definitely be overwhelming, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can definitely lose money quickly. And then number 5 on this list, you don't have enough time to track trades all day long. Okay, this was an issue that came up with the college students that I work with. Okay, they came to me with the point that, okay, I'm in classes all day, I'm working my job. That might be an issue for some of you out there. You might have a full-time job, you might have family commitments, and if you're in a trade, you feel like you need to be in front of the computer screen all day long. Okay, you want to track that trade tick by tick. Okay, and I've been there, I know the feeling as well. So these are all valid points, but these are all reasons that they can be overcome. Okay, I'm seeing some great profits in my own trading. So what I had to convince my students that I'm working with is how they can start to get involved in the markets quickly and start to experience some of the profits that I'm seeing. So what I decided to do here along with NetPicks is to release a product to where you can get involved with these markets quickly. You can bypass all the issues that we just got done talking about. You can bypass reading all the books. You can bypass learning all the terms and concepts. You can bypass all the overwhelming list of products and options available out there, and you can start to piggyback off my trades. And we created the Options Live Advisory service. And what this service is going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to learn from my over 10 years of experience now in the markets. You're going to be able to see the trades as I take them live. I'm going to give you very detailed instructions on what trades to take, where to get in, where to get out. You're going to have 3 months access to that service. You're going to have access to an exclusive owner's website where I'm going to post daily recaps. We'll give you trade recaps. I'll give you access to unlimited support. If you have questions as we go, I'll be happy to work with you so you can start to grasp some of these concepts. We'll also have an owner's call monthly where we can start to review some of these trades in more detail, give you a great opportunity to ask questions in a live setting. So it's just a great product, and this is just a quick overview of some of the details on what's all included in Options Live. So if you're interested in this product, we're giving you a very exciting opportunity to attend this webinar live next Tuesday, September 18 at 12 noon New York time. We're going to go for an hour. We're going to cover in detail everything that's included with this product. We'll walk through some additional trades, some recent trades, so you can get a feel for the type of performance that we're seeing. I'll be around to answer any questions that you have after watching these videos. I'm sure you might have some questions in your mind. Be happy to work with you on those questions. So definitely visit the link here on the screen. By attending this webinar, you are not obligated to buy anything. It's just a great opportunity to see what type of profit potential is out there in the options market. It's a great way to get involved without a lot of time commitment. Okay, I'm going to do all the hard lifting for you. So extremely exciting product here being released next week. So I'm hoping to see a number of you there on Tuesday. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up here, and I will talk to you all on Tuesday.